Comcast presents your source for Fayette County High School sports. This is Fayette Prep Rally.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Fayette Prep Rally, your action for Fayette County High School sports. I'm Bryan alongside Nathan Shutter, year-round on Comcast Channel 25. Catch us here weeknights at 6, 8, and 10. And Nathan, the first week of the regular season is in the books, so what stood out to you the most from our teams in Fayette County?
Well, I think it's the fact that we have some really good teams here in Fayette County, even though not all of them won their game on Friday night. Some very close battles, could have gone either way. All of them could have come away with a W, well, except Whitewater, because they're playing Sandy Creek, so someone had to lose that one.
Yeah, well, and that was the game of the week. All right, let's get to the highlights as we start off with that game. Sandy Creek looking to make it 30 wins in a row, but they would face a very tough and familiar foe in Whitewater. Daryl Shore has all the action from the battlefield.
Sandy Creek starting their quest for a three-peat, taking on Whitewater. Picked this one up first quarter. Wildcats driving, John Mark Rhodes going for the long ball, but Shaquille Wiggins is there to make the nice interception for the Patriots. So Sandy Creek takes over, and they wouldn't waste any time scoring. Cole Garvin dropping back, and he's going up top for Ja'Kay Williams. He makes the grab and fights off the defender to get into the end zone for the touchdown. 70 yards, makes it 7-0 Patriots. But Whitewater would put a drive together. Trey Wofford takes the handoff and strolls in for the touchdown. Ties the game at 7. But Sandy Creek would answer back. Garvin the strike over the middle to Ja'Kay Williams. One more time. He's down the sideline for his second touchdown of the game. Makes it 14-7 Patriots. Second quarter now, Wildcats on the move, but not for long. Rhodes gets picked off again by Wiggins. His second INT of the night, but the Wildcats would get it back, and this time they would capitalize. Trey Wofford weaving his way through defenders, and he is going to find his way to the end zone for the touchdown. We're all tied at 14, but Sandy Creek would come right back. Mike Hilton with a 1-yard plunge for the touchdown, makes it 20-14 Patriots. And Whitewater looking to put another drive together, but Blake Barnes is going to cough it up. Jamel Gilliam picks it up off the ground, and he is going to take it back for the nice return. And Sandy Creek would punch it in again. C.J. Washington going straight up the gut and crossing the goal line for the touchdown. And Sandy Creek takes it 43-20 over Whitewater.
In from the Patriot faithful after their subpar preseason game. Do they have any reason to feel down anymore, Nathan?
Well, I hope not. They just beat a very, very good Whitewater team by 20-plus points and really showed a lot of good things in this game. The sophomore quarterback, Cole Garvin, played very well. New wide receiver, Ja'Kay Williams, showed that he's a true deep threat. 2 long touchdown receptions in that game. The defense played outstanding. Mike Hilton looked very comfortable on offense, over 200 all-purpose yards. 2 touchdowns. I don't think there's anything to worry about over there at Sandy Creek. Whitewater's probably one of the better teams they're going to play during the regular season, so they're going to be just fine this season.
Right. Well, and that was a tough one for Whitewater. Where do they go from here?
Well, they go back home. They have their home opener against Ola. Hey, Sandy Creek, that was their 30th straight win. They have 2 straight state titles. It's a very good team. Not too many teams are going to be that good on Friday nights for Whitewater. I thought Whitewater played a pretty good game. A few mistakes, which you definitely can't have against good teams, really cost them and kind of made this a little more of a blowout than it really was. But they go back to the drawing board. They work on those things, fix some of the turnover issues, and I think they'll be just fine this home opener. I'm expecting big things out of Whitewater this year.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, and back to the highlights. As McIntosh was looking to give their new head coach a win in their season opener. Chiefs at home under the direction of Lee Belknap taking on Pike County. We picked this one up in the third quarter. McIntosh looking to get on the board, but Andrew Johnson is going to get picked off by DeAndre Holmes for the Pirates, and that would kill the drive. The Pike County offense would take over from there. Jonathan Norton avoids the Chiefs' pressure, looking downfield and goes to the end zone to Holmes, who comes up with the great grab for the touchdown, making it 28-7 Pirates.
Fourth quarter now, more from Pike County and more from that same combo. Norton rolling out, escapes the sack, and goes to the back of the end zone, and Holmes comes down with it for another touchdown, makes it 35-7 Pirates.
And McIntosh trying to get some offense going. Johnson rolling out, and he's going to find Reed DeLoach along the sideline for the nice grab to move the chains. And then more from McIntosh. Johnson over the middle to Tyler Price. He turns and picks up some yards before finally being brought down.
Big defensive play there. McIntosh finally would get on the board. Reed DeLoach taking the pitch, and he finds the hole and dives in for the touchdown. It was all Pike County in this one. They take it 35-14 over McIntosh.
And the final score did not look good for McIntosh, but was it all bad news?
No, this was a very close game in the first half. It was 7-7. It looked like it was going to go into the half, tied score. Unfortunately, Pike County, they scored that late touchdown in the half to go up 14-7. Scored another one at the beginning of the third quarter on a big play. Just the big plays kind of got McIntosh. That was a downfall in this game. This game was a lot closer than the score. I think they have some positives to look at McIntosh. Their quarterback, sophomore, played very well. I think good things will still come to McIntosh this season. Just a tough way to start the season.
Yeah, very composed young man there at quarterback. Other teams that were in action this past Friday night, and we start with the 2010 state runner-up, Stars Mill Panthers.
Yeah, Stars Mill, victory over Coosa, 23-21. They were down 21-7 in the third quarter. The Panthers mounted a comeback. 2 John Smith touchdowns and a 25-yard field goal from Austin Ingram led to the win. Coosa missed a 37-yard field goal on the last play of the game that would have won it. A hard-fought victory for the Panthers. You know, I knew they would probably start a little slow. You know, they had so many players to replace. But the important thing is, at the end of the day, they got the W. Unfortunately, they got dropped from the 4A top 10, which I don't really like. They won.
And Fayette County.
Yeah, they lost to Woodland in a tough one, 14-13. Fayette County scored in the first quarter off of Travis Edwards' run. They got a couple penalties, backed them up, and missed the extra point. Woodland went up 7-6. Then right before the half, Fayette went up 13-7. Basically, the difference in the game was that missed extra point. You know, penalties backed them up and made it more of a field goal than an extra point. And unfortunately, a couple injuries also plagued this game. Starting safety had to be carted off in an ambulance. It's about a 20-minute delay in the game. And the players just weren't the same after that happened.
Yeah, and they also lost their quarterback, Tago Smith. Is there any idea if he's going to be back this week or not?
Unfortunately, I talked to Christopher Dunn from the Fayette Daily News earlier today, and the news is not good. Tago Smith, broken foot, out 4 to 6 weeks. That's a big blow for Fayette County. They were relying so heavily on him to run this new option offense. He was a perfect guy to do it. The good news is Justin Murray, a 3-year starting quarterback at Fayette County, will take over the reins. So I think they will be fine. It might be a little bit of a transition because they were planning on running heavy option. Probably going to do a little more passing now, kind of go away from that original game plan. But it just stinks a senior like Tago to go out an injury like that in game one.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. Time now to recognize standout individual performances in our Building Blocks segment presented by the Huntington Learning Center. And we start with Whitewater's Trey Wofford.
Ooh, there's no replacing Josh Clemens. I still believe that. But Trey Wofford's doing his best to do it. 24 carries, 182 yards, and 2 touchdowns against a very stingy Sandy Creek defense. Just an unbelievable debut from him. I mean, Josh Clemens is probably going to be starting in the SEC at some point this year, and Trey Wofford really did a great job stepping in to kind of fill that void here in game 1 of the season.
And from Sandy Creek, Cole Garvin.
A very impressive debut for the sophomore quarterback over at Sandy Creek. You're replacing Ronnie Bell, a legend in his own right, 2 state championships, and you come out 166 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, some huge plays. I really like the connection with Jaquay Williams that he established there in game 1. I think that's going to be important for Sandy Creek's success in the long haul this season.
And the sophomore from McIntosh, Andrew Johnson.
Yeah, sophomore is doing it big on Fayette Prep Rally in week 1. Andrew Johnson taking over for Cam Porter, who was Mr. Do-Everything for the Chiefs last year. 7 for 12, 123 yards, and that long touchdown pass to Jake Turner. Just a great start for Andrew Johnson. You know, I thought he looked a little shaky in that preseason game against Shaw, but he looked very comfortable here in the regular season opener. Wish he could have gotten the W, but hey, good performance out of the sophomore there.
Yeah, is there anyone else that had a big game that we weren't able to mention tonight?
Well, Jaquay Williams, I kind of mentioned him. 2 long touchdowns. He's showing that he can be that deep threat that they're going to miss from Alex Chisholm last year. Alex Osendorf had a sack for McIntosh. I think he's a very important player for McIntosh defensive line this season. And also over at Fayette County, Deontay Richards, the running back, 166 yards, 1 touchdown on the night. A big game for him at the running back position.
All right, well, we look forward to week 2, but that's going to do it for this week. Catch us back here on Comcast 25 next week for the game highlights and features. Also remember to check us out online at FayettePrepRally.com. For Nathan Shutter, I'm Bryan Wise, and thank you for watching. We'll see you under the lights.